Now, today's episode is a super simple concept, but a really powerful one. Okay, so listen up. All of us, I'm guessing, has heard of a guy named Simon Sinek. And if you haven't, go and check out his TED Talk. It was about 10, 15 years ago now, and it was that whole know your why. We know this, right? I'm not going to go into that in particular. If you rewind 20 years before Simon Sinek, there was another man called Jim Rohn. He's the OG, probably 30, 40 years now actually. He's the OG of mindset. He really was ahead of his time. He'd be up there with any of the best today, but he didn't have all of the available information. So it was so super unique what he was coming up with. But he actually coined the find your why, but he said it in just such an articulate and beautiful way. And I want to bring that to you today and really go into the depth of that. He says, when your why is powerful, the how is easy. I'll say that again. When your why is powerful, the how is easy. What a fucking great line. And it has so much depth when you really unwrap what he's saying. We all know what goal setting is, right? We all have a mission. We all know why we're here. But if it's not a goal or something that drives you that is super exciting and it really is, very clear in your mind what you're chasing, it's probably not going to make the how easy. And we've all been there. When you've got a really super sharp goal, whether it be small, whether it be big, whether it be tapping into core values, whether it just be a financial goal because you need to go. Whenever there's like pressure, clarity, focus on chasing a goal, how easy is it to get there? And what I mean by that is this whole podcast, you listening to this podcast is about you trying to get better at your craft. It's about saying, I'd love to get some tips and tricks. A lot of people listen to this because it's good energy and all that sort of stuff. But you're on a mission to make yourself better, to improve yourself, to get your skills better so that you can achieve your goals. But I want you to recall back to a time when you had crystal clear clarity over what you were chasing. I don't think you were wasting your time on podcasts. To run myself under a bus. You didn't. You literally just knew what had to be done. You found energy. You had purpose. You saw a straight line to where you need to get to. And that's the whole point of what Jim's saying, is that when your why is powerful, when it is clear, when you have absolute clarity over what you're chasing and why you're chasing it, okay? What you're chasing and why you're chasing it. How you get there becomes super easy because you find bucket loads of energy. You have apps. You just do not give up on things. You just know that I need to do more. I need to do more. I need to do this. I need to do that. There's just no question. There's no time to think. There's no time to listen. There's no time to, prepare. It's just like, we just got to do it. You just kick in. That's a whole flow state, right? And of course, if you're listening to this because you're new at recruitment, yes, you need some skills. I understand that. But I really want you guys to understand the power of incredible goal setting and attaching not just, hey, here's what I'm chasing, but why am I chasing it? What is the life that I get out of this? Why do I want to chase this thing? Is this my goal? Is this someone else's goal? Am I truly excited by this goal? How will I feel when I reach this goal? How will I feel achieving this goal? How will I feel in the process of chasing this goal? When you can really smell, taste, feel, hear, see that goal, that goal, and that gives you real clarity around the why, that's a powerful why. It's a powerful why. It will pull you and pull you and pull you and propel you towards where you're trying to get to. The how truly does start to become a lot easier. So if you feel yourself a little bit demotivated at your desk, if you feel yourself not quite hitting the targets you want and you're frustrated and all that sort of stuff, take a beat, pause. Let's not look at the skills for a second. Let's actually just start reassessing your why. Why are you in recruitment? Why are you doing this? What are you chasing? What are your goals? What are your big picture goals? What are your medium term goals? And how do we break that down into actionable steps today? Like what one step can you take today that actually gets you closer to your goal? You will find that when you can really calibrate that why, how you get there becomes super easy, because it won't be an easy answer of how I got there. Sometimes you just go, I don't know how I got here. I willed my way to it. How often have you heard that? I just willed my way to win. I just willed my way to get there. That's because your why was so fucking strong. There was no room in your head to say, I'm not hitting that goal. And when you have it that strong in your mind, you will find a way. So let's work on your why. Let's work out, and I need you to do that work. I can't do that. Why are you here? What are you chasing? Why are you chasing it? And why does it mean so much to you? Get that right, and just watch the results start to come. Like, share, subscribe, helps us grow. For all of you listening to this right now, if you did miss Launch 2026, where we went round to Perth, Brisbane, Sydney, Melbourne last week or the week before, we have one more show coming up, end of March. Details below. It is online. It's for anyone in New Zealand, anyone around the country in Australia who wants to get one final look at what we did for the masterclass for mindset and motivation for mindset. What was it? Mindset of $1 Million Biller series. It was an incredible series. I was actually really proud of what we pulled together. I believe the content was pretty unique, and I think it's super useful for any recruiter who wants to get to the next level, unlock what's holding them back, holding you back from where you are today and where you want to get. So very applicable for this episode today. Powerful why and the how becomes simple. Like, share, subscribe, helps us grow. As always, have an amazing day, and may all your deals come true.